Hey everyone, we're back here again for Weed Wednesdays. We're going to talk about kochia today. Kochia itself is becoming a pretty economically important weed here in the Red River Valley. We are facing emerging resistances coming from the south, being North Dakota, and the west being Saskatchewan. Just the basics on kochia: it's an annual. It's actually a member of the amaranth family, so those pesky pigweeds you're always dealing with, kochia is actually related. The good news is it can't actually hybridize with them because it's not closely enough related. Seedlings are really easy to identify. They're covered in fine little fuzzy hairs, and the undersides of the cotyledons, those first leaves, are pink, sometimes purple. So kochia's got a really big taproot. The plant itself is able to thrive in kind of harsh conditions, so there's been studies since the 80s that show that the seed itself can germinate in anything up to 10,000 parts per million of salt, and a pH of anywhere from 2 to 12. So most of the soils we have here in the Red River Valley are somewhere between a 7 and an 8 pH, so that just shows you the extremes that this plant is able to thrive in. The seed doesn't stay viable in the soil for very long. The vast majority will either germinate or die in that very first year, and after 3 years in the soil, basically none of the seed will be viable, something like 2 or 3%. So when the plant is mature, the stem will break away from the roots, and we'll see the dried plant tumbling across the field, dispersing seed the whole way. So in terms of cropping choices, cereal crops are still good options. We still have options for control. Cereals provide really good competition early season, kind of where the soybeans and dry beans would fall short. Tillage can actually be a pretty useful control tool, as only the seed in the top inch or so of soil will germinate at all. Chemical control is getting trickier with emerging resistance coming from the south and the west. A 2018 survey of plants in Manitoba showed that 60% of samples of kochia were resistant to glyphosate. So today, that number is effectively 100%. That means we don't really look at group 9s as a standalone control option. Group 2s are also very largely ineffective. We'll save the rest of the herbicide conversation for the follow-up video where we talk about emerging three-way resistance in kochia here in the Red River Valley. Stay tuned.